before humans fully understood the power of the Arctic cold, before science revealed how life can endure at minus 70 degrees Celsius, there already existed a kingdom where every breath was a battle against death. In the wild Arctic, among sea ice, white blizzards, and endless nights, every creature must conserve energy, find food, and escape predators to survive. Welcome to Wild Arctic Extreme Survival at minus 70 degrees Celsius in the Frozen Kingdom. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation to produce more quality content. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on the video below and let us know where you are watching this video from to discuss together. Let's begin. After nearly 8 months without eating or drinking, the mother polar bear leaves her snow den with her 2 cubs. Her body's fat reserves have decreased sharply after the long period of fasting. The cubs, who weighed only about 600 grams at birth, have now reached between 10 and 15 kilograms. They are still too weak to travel long distances on the ice. Every kilometer traveled consumes a huge amount of energy for the whole family. The mother must find a seal before her strength is completely exhausted. Global warming causes sea ice to melt earlier each year. This forces the mother to travel increasingly greater distances in search of food. With slow but steady steps, she leads her cubs across the frozen surface. She stops frequently to allow the cubs to rest and regain their breath. Her extraordinary sense of smell can detect a seal's trail from over a kilometer away. Even through thick ice, she can still identify the breathing holes where seals emerge. A freezing windstorm sweeps through the area, making visibility almost completely obscured. The whole family must take temporary shelter behind a snow mound. When reaching a stretch of open water, the mother bear carefully estimates the distance before crossing. The water here is near 0 degrees Celsius, a significant danger to the cubs. With a decisive movement, she lunges into the freezing water, swimming at a speed of nearly 10 kilometers per hour. Her cubs follow closely behind, struggling against the current. After crossing the channel, the whole family shakes off the water and continues advancing on a new ice floe. This effort has consumed much of their remaining meager reserves. Finally, the mother bear detects the characteristic scent near a breathing hole in the ice. With extreme patience, she crouches low and stands still, waiting for the exact moment to act. The first attempt is unsuccessful, and the seal manages to escape beneath the ice. The mother bear shows no frustration. She only refocuses on searching for another breathing hole. Hours later, she finds a new active breathing hole and repeats her silent waiting strategy. Her cubs observe from a safe distance, learning every detail of the process. This time, the opportunity arrives, and the mother bear secures a food source with a precise and decisive movement. The energy obtained will be vital to feed the whole family in the coming days. While the mother eats, the cubs remain nearby, silently absorbing every survival lesson. Each journey on the ice brings them closer to becoming true hunters of the Arctic. In the middle of the Arctic Sea, ice lives the ringed seal, known scientifically as Pusa hispida, the silent architect of the frozen seas. Under layers of snow, this female builds a secret shelter to bring life to her pup. Its territory extends for more than 20,000 kilometers along the Arctic Ocean, from Alaska to Greenland and the coasts of Russia. It is the most widely distributed seal species in the polar regions of the Northern Hemisphere. With a compact body only about 1.5 meters long and weighing between 50 and 70 kilograms, the ringed seal is designed to conserve heat in temperatures down to -40 degrees Celsius. Its subcutaneous fat layer acts as a natural thermal coat under the ice. Its front claws, curved and strong, are the perfect tool for excavating hard ice. Its sensory whiskers, called vibrissae, allow it to detect the movement of fish even in total darkness underwater. Keeping that breathing hole open is a constant task, as ice can thicken by several centimeters in just a few days. With its claws, the seal scrapes the edge again and again, applying enough force to prevent the passage from sealing completely. Inside the snow chamber, the pup is born, weighing approximately 4.5 kilograms with a white coat that camouflages it perfectly. The mother nurses it with extremely fat-rich milk, essential for the pup to gain weight quickly. But under that snow shelter lurks a constant danger. The polar bear can perceive the scent of a hidden chamber from more than 1 kilometer away, guided by its extraordinary sense of smell. At the slightest sign of heavy footsteps on the snow, the ringed seal activates all its senses. Its hearing picks up even the subtlest vibrations, and its body prepares to react in a matter of seconds. If the snow roof begins to give way under the weight of the bear, the seal does not wait for a single moment. It lunges directly toward the breathing hole and disappears under the water at a speed that few predators can match. The ringed seal is the primary prey of the polar bear, and therefore its existence maintains the entire balance of the Arctic ecosystem. Without these snow shelters and the constant vigilance of each mother, the chain of life on the ice simply could not be sustained. In the vast white desert of the Arctic, a predator dominates the eternal snow: the Arctic wolf, a hunter forged by cold and endurance. Their territory extends across the Canadian Arctic archipelago and northern Greenland, regions where the thermometer can drop to -40 degrees Celsius. Their thick white fur and small compact ears minimize body heat loss in one of the most hostile environments on the planet. With a weight that can reach 80 kilograms, each pack member combines physical strength, a keen sense of smell, and the endurance to travel long distances without rest. Today, a pack of 7 wolves advances silently over the frozen tundra, following the trail of a herd of musk oxen. The musk ox, a living fortress of up to 400 kilograms, forms a defensive circle with its peers, horns facing outward, protecting the young at the center. The wolves surround the circle, testing every weak point while coordinating movements with almost silent precision. After several attempts, they succeed in separating a weakened individual from the rest of the group, thus breaking the natural wall of horns. The final pursuit breaks out over the snow, where the wolves reach speeds of nearly 60 kilometers per hour in short bursts. In a matter of minutes, the pack's smooth coordination manages to subdue the musk ox, securing food for the entire group. The Arctic wolf's bite exerts a force near 1,500 newtons, strong enough to subdue prey several times its own weight. Outside of hunts, the pack's howls travel up to 10 kilometers, a language that reinforces group bonds and warns rival packs. As the apex predator of the Arctic, the wolf maintains the balance between herbivore populations and the tundra's scarce vegetation. Without their presence, the fragile Arctic ecosystem would lose the natural control mechanism that sustains its balance over generations. And so, the Arctic wolf remains the silent guardian of the eternal ice, a symbol of endurance and teamwork. In the vast and icy expanses of the Arctic, a figure emerges that embodies nomadic endurance, the reindeer or caribou, the sovereign of the tundra. Known scientifically as Rangifer tarandus, this majestic deer is the only one whose survival depends on an epic and constant migration. Its domain extends across the northern regions of Alaska and Canada, covering territories where winter seems to have no end. It possesses an amazing nasal structure, with turbinates that act as biological heat exchangers to warm the air before it enters the lungs. This adaptation allows the animal to breathe normally even when the temperature drops below -40 degrees Celsius. Their hooves are natural engineering tools, wide and concave, acting as snowshoes to prevent the animal from sinking into the white blanket. In winter, these hoofs become hard and sharp, allowing them to dig into compact snow to find Cladonia lichen, their vital food source. Each year, the herd begins a 400-kilometer journey south, a trek that tests the very fiber of their existence. Newborn calves must face their first major biological test by crossing rivers of freezing water flowing down from the mountains. During the journey, the caribou is constantly monitored by the persistent presence of the grey wolf, who acts as a natural regulator of the herd. Their defense strategy is not based on combat, but on group vigilance and the ability to maintain a steady trot for kilometers. Males display massive antlers that can measure up to 1 meter 30 centimeters, used primarily in social hierarchy rituals. An extraordinary fact is that their tendons emit a clicking sound when walking, a sound signal that helps maintain group cohesion during blizzards. As a keystone species, the caribou is the great transporter of nutrients, enriching the poor soils of the tundra through its life cycle. Their existence ensures that the northern food chain remains stable, guaranteeing the vitality of one of the most hostile ecosystems on the planet. The caribou is not just an inhabitant of the cold, but a living monument to biological perseverance under the midnight sun. In the vast white expanse of the Arctic, a small survivor makes its way through the ice and wind. The Arctic fox, Vulpes lagopus, is the absolute master of endurance in the most hostile environment on the planet. Its territory extends across the Arctic tundra of Canada, Greenland, Scandinavia, Russia, and Alaska. It lives in some of the coldest regions of the Northern Hemisphere, where few species manage to survive. With a weight of only 3 to 9 kilograms, this small predator has evolved a compact body and short legs to conserve heat. Its thick fur changes color according to the season, a camouflage trick perfected by evolution. In winter, its fur turns completely white to blend with the snow. In summer, it transforms into shades of brown and grey, adapting to the ice-free tundra. Its most powerful weapon is not its teeth, but its extraordinary ears. It can detect the movement of a lemming under 60 centimeters of compact snow without ever seeing it. When it locates the exact position of its hidden prey, the fox stops completely. It calculates the distance with millimeter precision before acting. Then it jumps several meters into the air and dives headfirst directly into the snow. This movement, called the mousing pounce, has a surprisingly high success rate. In a matter of seconds, the lemming is immobilized under the broken ice. The hunt ends almost as quickly as it began. But a single lemming is hardly enough to sustain an animal that needs to travel long distances every day. An Arctic fox can travel more than 50 kilometers in a single day looking for food. That is why it has learned an intelligent strategy. Following closely behind an ice giant, it walks several meters behind a polar bear, patiently waiting its turn. When the bear finishes feeding on a seal, remains of fat and meat are left on the ice. The fox approaches cautiously and takes advantage of every available scrap. This relationship allows it to survive in times when lemmings are scarce under the ice. However, a new rival has begun to invade its ancestral territory. The red fox, Vulpes vulpes, advances further north as the climate warms. it is considerably larger and stronger and competes directly for the same territory and resources. Faced with this threat, the Arctic fox communicates through high-pitched barks and alert postures to defend its space. It prefers to avoid direct confrontation and relies on its speed and knowledge of the frozen terrain. Despite its tiny size, the Arctic fox plays an essential role in balancing rodent populations in the tundra. Its constant presence proves that survival in the Arctic depends more on cunning than on brute force. In the coldest reaches of the Arctic tundra, a figure emerges that looks like a vestige of the Ice Age. The musk ox, or Ovibos moschatus. This titan of the north is the undisputed guardian of the White Plains, possessing a biological endurance that defies the laws of thermodynamics. An adult male is a mass of muscle and fur that can weigh up to 400 kilograms of pure, unshakable vigor. With the arrival of the thaw, the musk ox begins to shed its kiviot, an inner layer of wool 8 times warmer than sheep's wool. While the herd sheds its winter coat, the small calves learn basic lessons in searching for pastures under thin snow. The maternal instinct is fierce, and the group organizes into a circle to surround the young at any sign of an unwanted external presence. Upon entering the mating season, males undergo a hormonal transformation that elevates their aggression to the level of titans. The dispute for the right to offspring is resolved through a massive head-on collision that makes the frozen ground vibrate. Two colossi clash their skulls at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour, generating an impact force of over 5,000 newtons. Their frontal bone structure is 10 centimeters thick, acting as a natural shield that absorbs the energy of this seismic encounter. This dominance ritual does not seek irreversible damage, but the demonstration of absolute power to establish the clan's social hierarchy. Despite its heavy appearance, the musk ox can gallop at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour when the territory demands it. The curved and sharp horns are ultimate defense tools, capable of neutralizing any threat with a precise upward movement. As a keystone species, their presence regulates the growth of Arctic vegetation, ensuring the biological balance of the deep tundra. The musk ox is the bastion of the ice, a masterpiece of evolution reigning with an imposing elegance at the edge of the world. In the white desert of the Arctic tundra, a subtle and swift figure masters the art of discretion: the Arctic hare. Known scientifically as Lepus arcticus, this small titan of the cold is a marvel of chromatic adaptation and agility. It leaves the safety of its underground shelter, moving like a whisper over the freshly fallen blanket of snow to begin its journey. Its mission is to locate the small willow branches that emerge timidly above the frozen surface to obtain its daily sustenance. Its crystal white fur functions as a biological invisibility cloak that blends it completely into the polar environment. From above, the snowy owl and the Arctic fox watch every square centimeter in search of the slightest visual alteration on the plain. Any vibration or careless movement could alert the observers who tirelessly patrol this realm of silence and ice. When compromised, the hare releases explosive power, reaching a speed of 60 kilometers per hour over difficult terrain. Its auditory system is high precision, capturing low-frequency sounds produced by a predator's wings as it approaches through the air. As a vital link in the food chain, its presence ensures that the flow of biological energy continues in the heart of the extreme north. The Arctic hare is the embodiment of resilient elegance, a white pearl that shines with courage in the vastness of the eternal winter. Under the blanket of ice and snow covering the tundra, there exists a hidden kingdom where the heart of the Arctic beats, the subnivean world. The lemming, known scientifically as lemmus, is the small biological engine that sustains life in the extreme north. In this protected space, the temperature is maintained at a constant 0 degrees Celsius, providing a vital refuge against the external cold. With its specialized claws, this rodent of barely 100 grams builds a labyrinthine network of tunnels to search for moss and roots. Its metabolism is a marvel of energy efficiency, allowing it to consume an amount of forage equivalent to its own weight each day. It possesses a phenomenal reproductive capacity, ensuring that the population multiplies amazingly during cycles of biological abundance. However, their safety tunnels become high-risk corridors when the ermine begins a silent and coordinated incursion. The Arctic fox and the snowy owl watch from the surface, picking up the minimal sound vibrations emanating from the underground architecture. Upon detecting a predator, the lemming deploys amazing agility, using every corner of its labyrinth to elude the encounter. Though small, its courage is immense, capable of defending its territory with a firmness that defies much larger opponents. As a keystone species, the lemming is the foundation of the ecological pyramid, feeding most of the inhabitants of the deep north. This small architect of the snow is a testament that biological greatness resides in persistence and unshakable adaptation. Under the midnight sun that never sets, the snowy owl emerges as the white sentinel of the Arctic tundra. Known scientifically as Bubo scandiacus, this majestic sovereign of the air possesses a presence that commands absolute respect. its golden eyes are precision tools capable of detecting the slightest movement of a lemming from 1 kilometer away. During the brief summer, the female remains in the nest, protecting her chicks, while the male tirelessly patrols the territory. The prosperity of the new generation depends entirely on the biological abundance of the small rodents living beneath the surface. A single owl family can require nearly 1,600 lemmings to successfully complete the growth cycle of the young. Its flight is a masterpiece of acoustics, as the soft edges of its wings eliminate any trace of sound in the air. When diving from the sky, it reaches a speed of 80 kilometers per hour to ensure constant sustenance for its offspring. Its claws exert a pressure of 300 newtons, allowing total and instantaneous control over its target in each aerial incursion. Taking advantage of 24 hours of constant light, the parents perform continuous aerobic efforts to maintain the metabolic rhythm of the nest. The female displays extraordinary bravery, defending the territory from any intruder with aerial maneuvers of imposing elegance. The snowy owl is the great regulator of the tundra, a majestic figure that guarantees the dynamic balance of polar life. In the deathly silence of the snow, a graceful and lethal figure emerges, the ermine, the master of stealth in the deep north. Known scientifically as Mustela erminea, this small predator possesses a natural elegance that hides an unshakable survival instinct. Its slender and elongated body is a masterpiece of biological engineering, designed to navigate through the most confined spaces of the Arctic. During the winter, its fur turns immaculate white, allowing it to disappear completely before the eyes of any observer on the tundra. This specialized hunter enters the underground tunnels of lemmings, invading the supposed safety of their snow labyrinths. Thanks to its extreme flexibility, the ermine can follow its target's trail through ducts only a few centimeters wide. Due to its high metabolic rate, it must consume food constantly to maintain its internal temperature in the region's freezing climate. An adult specimen requires ingesting a significant amount of energy each day to compensate for the heat loss caused by its small size. The final encounter with its target occurs with surgical precision, ensuring successful capture and neutralizing any escape attempt. As a biological regulator of the tundra, its presence is fundamental to maintaining the dynamic balance of small rodent populations. Its agility allows it to reach speeds of 15 kilometers per hour while moving among frozen scrub and terrain crevices. The ermine is the great sovereign of the tiny, a titan of adaptation reigning with a terrifying elegance in the white desert. In the freezing depths surrounding Arctic glaciers, the colossal presence of the northern sea lion emerges, the walrus. Known scientifically as Odobenus rosmarus, This titan of the seas is a living monument to adaptation at the edge of the earth. Its most majestic feature is its long ivory tusks, which can reach a length of 1 meter in the most experienced males. It possesses extremely thick skin, about 10 centimeters thick, and a fat layer of 150 kilograms to resist the cold of the abyss. An adult specimen can reach a weight of up to 1,500 kilograms, becoming a fortress of flesh and muscle on the ice. Its whiskers are high-precision biological radars that detect the slightest movement of clams hidden under marine sediment. It performs daring dives down to 80 meters deep, using a powerful suction force to extract its food from the ocean floor. After the feeding journey, the herd seeks refuge on floating ice platforms to recover their vital thermal energy. However, the accelerated reduction of sea ice due to environmental change forces these giants to congregate on terrestrial shores. In these crowded shelters, thousands of individuals concentrate in confined spaces, raising social tension within the family group. The risk of mass displacement increases, which could compromise the safety of the youngest calves against the weight of the adults. Mothers demonstrate supreme protection instincts, keeping their pups close to avoid any accidental separation in the crowd. The clan's communication system includes powerful bellows and roars that resonate through the cliffs, establishing social order. As a keystone species, the walrus acts as a natural plough of the seafloor, releasing nutrients that feed thousands of other polar creatures. Protecting the habitat of this sovereign of the cold is to guarantee the biological stability of one of the most fragile ecosystems on our planet. When the sea ice retreats in the peak of the Arctic summer, a clan of orcas advances into waters once sealed by the cold. They are known as the king of the oceans, a predator that dominates all the seas of the planet. Orcinus orca is the marine mammal with the widest geographical distribution after humans. Their presence extends from the Arctic to the Antarctic, crossing all the oceans of the world. Males reach up to 9 meters in length and exceed 5,500 kilograms in weight. Their black and white color pattern is not mere aesthetics, but a camouflage that confuses their prey underwater. Their echolocation system allows them to map the environment even under layers of ice. Each jaw houses between 40 and 56 conical teeth, capable of holding large prey firmly. The clan glides silently between the water channels that open in the ice. Every movement is calculated not to alert the seals resting on the frozen floes. Coordination is the key to success. While some orcas guide the prey toward open areas, others wait in strategic positions to close any escape route. When they locate a young whale separated from its group, the entire clan activates. The pursuit can extend for several kilometers through the frozen labyrinth of the Arctic. After minutes of coordinated effort, the prey is subdued and the clan secures its food for the next few hours. These hunters reach speeds of up to 56 kilometers per hour in short chases, easily outperforming most Arctic seals and fish. An adult male orca can weigh more than twice as much as a polar bear, the other great Arctic predator. This size difference makes the clan the dominant power in the region. Communication between clan members is conducted through specific whistles and calls of each family, transmitted from generation to generation as their own dialect. In their natural environment, the orca faces no predators capable of threatening its position. No other marine animal dares to directly challenge an organized clan. By controlling the populations of seals and other marine mammals, the orca maintains the balance of the Arctic ecosystem, preventing any species from expanding without control. Family bonds within the clan are extremely strong, and some individuals remain with their mothers for their entire lives, transmitting unique hunting techniques of each group. As long as the Arctic ice continues to recede each summer, the orca clan will continue to expand its territory, consolidating its role as the keystone species of this frozen ecosystem. In the silent depths of the Arctic Ocean, the unicorn of the seas emerges, the narwhal, the sovereign of the crystal labyrinths. Known scientifically as Monodon monoceros, this cetacean is a prodigy of adaptation in the realm of eternal ice. Its most imposing feature is a helical tusk that can reach a length of 3 meters in the most experienced males. This organ is a massive sensory radar with millions of nerve endings that detect minimal changes in water salinity. With a weight of up to 1,600 kilograms, the narwhal possesses a fat layer 10 centimeters thick to conserve its thermal energy. The pod moves with a serene elegance under the blanket of compact ice, traveling for kilometers in search of polynyas or open cracks. Survival depends on group synchronization to emerge and renew oxygen in the small passages that winter allows. When currents close the ice channels, the group faces a critical challenge to locate an exit before exhausting their vital reserves. They perform extraordinary dives down to 1,500 meters deep, with standing pressures of 15 million newtons per square meter. Their echolocation system allows them to map the dark environment, emitting sound pulses that bounce off underwater crystal structures. They inhabit waters with temperatures of 0 degrees Celsius, maintaining a metabolism optimized for life on polar frontiers. The narwhal is the guardian of the Arctic's secrets, an essential biological link that ensures the stability of northern waters. At the most remote edge of the Arctic, where ice and water wage an eternal duel, the titan of the freezing waters resides, the bowhead whale. Known scientifically as Balaena mysticatus, this marine mammal is the only cetacean that resides permanently in the polar ecosystem. It possesses a massive body structure that can reach 18 meters in length and an extraordinary weight of up to 100,000 kilograms. Its most characteristic feature is its colossal skull, a biological tool of immense strength designed to face the pressure of Arctic crystal. It uses its reinforced head to fracture ice layers up to 60 centimeters thick, thus ensuring vital access to oxygen. Unlike other whales, its fat layer is the thickest in the animal kingdom, reaching 50 centimeters to retain vital heat. It is the longest-lived mammal on Earth, capable of navigating polar currents for over 2 centuries of existence. It feeds by filtering tons of water to capture small crustaceans and plankton, using its baleen plates that measure up to 4 meters long. It follows the seasonal rhythm of the sea, migrating cautiously along the edge of the ice to identify areas of greatest biological abundance. During its journey, it must remain alert to the presence of orcas, the cunning strategists who patrol the open passages of the ocean. Its best defense against unwanted attention is to seek refuge under compact ice, a domain where its size and strength grant it security. It emits complex songs that resonate through underwater canyons, maintaining communication with other individuals from kilometers away. A bowhead whale can displace 100 tons of water with a single movement of its caudal fin, demonstrating a sovereign power. As a keystone species, its feeding process redistributes essential nutrients, guaranteeing the biological health of the deep Arctic ecosystem. Protecting this ancestral colossus is safeguarding the living memory of the oceans and ensuring polar majesty endures for centuries. In the freezing waters of Arctic estuaries, the beluga emerges as a shining figure known as the canary of the sea. Scientifically named Delphinapterus lucus, this cetacean stands out for its immaculate white color and its absence of a dorsal fin. Its social structure is extremely solid, moving in family units that cooperate to navigate through compact ice. They are masters of biological acoustics, using a wide range of whistles and clicks to maintain group harmony. Through their frontal organ, called the melon, they emit echolocation pulses to map the environment and locate Arctic cod. Their search strategy allows them to identify crustaceans hidden under marine sediment with millimeter precision. An adult can reach a length of 5 meters, 50 centimeters, and weigh up to 1,600 kilograms of oceanic vitality. When the breeding season arrives, mothers retreat to shallow waters to welcome the new generation in total safety. Newborns possess a greyish coloration, a natural camouflage that protects them from visual detection in the riverbed. These whales inhabit environments ranging from 0 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius near summer coasts. Current environmental change forces pods to move further north, seeking the protection of the constantly receding ice. The beluga is the sentinel of the northern oceans, a guardian of purity that ensures the health of the polar ecosystem. When the sun dives below the horizon for months, the Arctic becomes a realm of shadows and absolute cold. In the heart of the polar winter, the thermometer drops to 70 degrees Celsius below zero, challenging the limits of organic chemistry. Freezing winds sweep the tundra with gusts of 100 kilometers per hour, stealing heat from any exposed surface in seconds. To resist this thermal siege, the inhabitants of the north possess a fat layer up to 10 centimeters thick that acts as a thermal wall. The fur of terrestrial mammals is a masterpiece of insulation, with hollow hairs that trap air to create a personal microclimate. Evolution has molded compact bodies with short limbs to minimize the surface area of contact with the outside and conserve energy. The metabolism of these creatures slows down, allowing them to function with a strict biological economy during months of scarcity. In this crystal domain, cold is an omnipresent force that represents a greater threat than the attention of any wild strategist. The perpetual darkness erases known paths, forcing animals to rely on their internal senses to navigate through the white nothingness. Each calorie consumed becomes the most valuable currency of exchange to maintain the heartbeat of life under the pressure of winter. A drop of a few degrees in core body temperature can mean the immediate cessation of all biological functions. Musk, oxen and caribou group together in defensive formations not only against predators but against group heat loss. Life in the Arctic is a fragile balance where biological tenacity challenges the inertia of absolute freezing. This architecture of cold ensures that only the fittest inherit the right to see the first light of the polar spring. The Arctic is the most rigorous laboratory on Earth, where resilience is the only passport to tomorrow. The Arctic, a crystal sanctuary that has remained unchanged for eons, faces its most critical crossroads today under the pressure of global change. This vital ecosystem acts as the planet Earth's thermal regulator, reflecting solar radiation back into space to maintain climatic balance. According to current scientific data, the surface area of sea ice is decreasing at a rate of 13% per decade, altering the home of thousands of species. The polar bear, or Ursus maritimus, has become the symbol of this biological fragility by losing the hunting platforms necessary for its sustenance. Cetaceans like the narwhal and beluga face the challenge of noise pollution caused by increased maritime traffic on new polar routes. The Arctic fox is losing ground to the advance of the red fox, a territorial competition driven by rising temperatures in the deep tundra. Caribou herds see their ancestral migration routes altered due to habitat fragmentation and the construction of industrial infrastructure. The temperature in this region is rising 3 times faster than the global average, a phenomenon that compromises the stability of frozen soils. Permafrost stores billions of tons of organic carbon, which, if released, would accelerate the greenhouse effect irreversibly. Science and the wisdom of indigenous communities unite to monitor the health of glaciers and the biodiversity of Arctic oceans. Protecting the Arctic is not just a mission of biological conservation, but an ethical imperative to safeguard the future for all coming generations. Every square meter of ice preserved is a victory for wildlife and a step toward restoring the planet's thermal balance. The fate of the bear, the walrus, and the whale is intrinsically linked to ours, reminding us of the absolute interconnection of the Earth's biosphere. The Arctic must continue to be the realm of eternal ice, a living monument to the elegance and resilience of nature in its purest state. The realm of ice faces a profound transformation as its silent architecture retreats under a warmer sun. The polar bear, the great wanderer, finds its trek increasingly difficult as its foraging ice platforms disappear. Without the stability of sea ice, the energy needed to locate sustenance increases, challenging the metabolic limits of these titans. In the vast blue, ringed seals find their ancestral nurseries fragmented, leaving their pups exposed to the elements. The survival of these small inhabitants depends on a solid landscape that is shrinking by thousands of square kilometers each year. Walruses are forced to abandon floating ice to seek refuge in coastal areas where thousands of individuals congregate. This overcrowding on land increases the risk of incidents and turns the protection of calves into an immense challenge for the herd. The biological calendar of the North is being rewritten, as cycles of activity and rest no longer align with the rhythm of the seasons. Migration routes that have existed for millennia are being altered, forcing caribou and cetaceans to navigate a changing environment. Early thaw prevents many species from completing their reproductive cycles, threatening the continuity of the next generation. Every degree Celsius of increase translates into hundreds of hours of search time lost for predators that depend on the frozen sea. The Arctic is our planet's thermal mirror, and its weakened glow reflects a global imbalance that affects us all. The loss of sea ice is not just a geographic change, it is the disruption of the most sophisticated survival strategies on Earth. Observing the retreat of glaciers is to understand the fragility of the most resilient kingdom in our solar system. Subscribe to the channel as well as share this video to carry this message of respect far. Every gesture helps protect nature's wonderful creation. Before humans understood the vastness of the Canadian wilderness, before science revealed the balance between ice, forests and wildlife, there already existed a kingdom where the most powerful predators imposed their own laws. In the wilds of Canada, among infinite forests, rugged mountains and frozen lakes, the most ferocious predators on the planet stalk in silence, fighting for food, territory and survival. Welcome to Wild Canada, the kingdom of the planet's most ferocious predators. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation to produce more quality content. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on the video below and let us know where you are watching from so we can discuss together. Let's get started. On the icy shores of northern Canada, there reigns a creature that has conquered both ice and sea, the polar bear, the true sovereign of the Arctic. Its presence is overwhelming, even in the most hostile landscape on the planet. Its territory extends for thousands of kilometers, from Hudson Bay to the icy islands of Greenland and Svalbard. No other land predator dominates such a vast and desolate land. An adult male can weigh more than 450 kilograms and measure up to 3 meters in length, a massive bulk camouflaged under white fur that is actually transparent. This adaptation allows it to absorb heat from the sun and blend into the snowy landscape. Its sense of smell is so powerful that it can detect a seal under nearly a meter of compact ice, even from more than a kilometer away. Its eyes and ears, though less dominant, complement a sensory system designed for hunting in absolute solitude. The hunting strategy begins with unwavering patience, standing motionless next to a breathing hole in the ice for hours. When the seal surfaces for air, the attack is instantaneous and lethal. With strength from claws capable of generating more than 500 newtons of impact, the bear drags its prey out of the water in a single brutal motion. The hunt ends in seconds, leaving the seal with no chance of escape on the frozen surface. Its bite reaches a force close to 1,200 newtons, enough to pierce the thick layer of fat of an adult seal with a single bite. It can swim distances of more than 100 kilometers without rest, powered by its semi-webbed limbs that act as natural oars. On land, it can reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers per hour in short distances, an unexpected burst of strength for an animal of such size. When it feels threatened, it stands tall on its hind legs, reaching over 3 meters in height, a posture that intimidates any rival in the Arctic territory. Its low and deep roar can be heard from several kilometers away, a clear warning to keep other rival males at a distance. It can withstand temperatures down to minus 40 degrees Celsius, thanks to a 10-centimeter thick layer of fat under its skin, a nearly perfect thermal insulator. As the top predator of the region, it maintains the balance of seal populations and regulates the health of the Arctic marine ecosystem. Without the polar bear, the entire fragile balance of the Arctic would collapse, confirming its role as an irreplaceable keystone species. In the Rocky Mountains of Canada, there lives a silent giant, the grizzly bear, the true sovereign of the northern forests. The scientific name Ursus arctos horribilis reflects the awe that this creature has instilled for centuries. Its territory extends from the Rocky Mountains to the Yukon, covering thousands of kilometers of forests and valleys. In British Columbia and Alberta, this giant dominates every corner of the wild. An adult male can weigh more than 300 kilograms and reach a height of 2 meters when standing on its hind legs. Its muscular hump over the shoulders grants it extraordinary strength to dig and strike with lethal precision. Its sense of smell is one of nature's most powerful biological weapons, capable of detecting food from a distance of more than 3 kilometers. This ability surpasses even the best tracking dog, giving it an incomparable advantage in the search for food. When autumn arrives, the rivers are filled with salmon swimming upstream to spawn. The grizzly positions itself beside a waterfall, observing the movement of the water with absolute patience. In a fraction of a second, its 10-centimeter claws lash into the water and catch the fish in mid-jump. During salmon season, a single grizzly can consume more than 30 kilograms of fish in a single day. But the feast is not always peaceful, as a wolf pack also claims its share of the carcass. The grizzly stands on its hind legs, displaying its full height to intimidate the hungry wolves. Its bite exerts a force close to 5,300 newtons, enough to crush bones with ease. Faced with this demonstration of power, the wolf pack retreats and abandons the disputed carcass. As winter approaches, the grizzly enters a phase called hyperphagia, eating almost without rest. In just a few months, it can accumulate up to 180 kilograms of fat, the vital reserve to survive hibernation. During nearly 6 months of deep sleep, its body temperature drops several degrees and its heart beats only a few times per minute. As a keystone predator, the grizzly regulates prey populations and disperses seeds throughout the forest, sustaining the balance of an entire ecosystem. In the vast frozen lands of Canada, there is a hunter that never acts alone. Its strength is born from unity. Canis lupus, the grey wolf, dominates a territory that can exceed 1,000 square kilometers, marking every corner as its own. Its thick coat, a blend of grey, white, and black, allows it to camouflage perfectly among the snow and winter vegetation. An adult male can weigh up to 80 kilograms, with long legs designed to travel long distances without tiring. Its sense of smell is a prodigious tool, capable of detecting the scent of prey from several kilometers away. Its ears, always alert, catch every sound in the absolute silence of the snow-covered forest. The pack is organized with a strict hierarchy. Each member knows its role before starting the chase. Before a caribou herd, the wolves advance in silence, studying which individual is the weakest in the group. The chase begins, and wolves can reach speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour in short bursts. Working together in a group, they split the herd, isolate the target, and push it into unfavorable terrain. The caribou exhausted after kilometers of being pursued, finally falls under the combined weight of the pack. The grey wolf's bite creates a force close to 1,500 newtons, enough to break thick bones. Even before a bison weighing over 800 kilograms, a well-coordinated wolf pack can still bring it down. When an intruder approaches the territory, the collective howl echoes for kilometers, warning all rivals. As a keystone predator, the grey wolf regulates herbivore populations, maintaining the balance for the entire Canadian ecosystem. Deep in the cold northern forests, where the harsh cold and snow cover every corner, lives a silent giant of the boreal forest. Its scientific name is Ulces ulces, and it is recognized as the largest deer species on the planet. Despite its colossal size, this animal still faces a silent struggle every day against hunger and extreme cold. Its territory extends across North America, Scandinavia, and the vast lands of Siberia. It prefers boreal forests and swampy areas, where rivers, lakes, and aquatic vegetation are abundant. In some regions, this giant can travel more than 20 kilometers searching for food during winter. Adult males can reach a weight of up to 700 kilograms and a height of over 2 meters at the shoulder. Its antlers, made entirely of bone, can have a span of nearly 2 meters from one end to the other. Every year, the male sheds the old antlers and must grow new ones, a process that consumes an enormous amount of energy. Eyes are not its strongest weapon, as its vision is relatively limited and imprecise at long distances. However, its hearing and sense of smell are extraordinary, capable of detecting danger from very far away before it approaches. Its nose has special valves that automatically close when underwater, allowing it to eat while diving without choking. This giant is an extraordinary swimmer, able to move at a speed of more than 10 kilometers per hour in the water. It can dive up to 5 meters deep to access aquatic plants, rich in essential nutrients. In winter, when snow covers all available food sources, it uses its long legs to dig through snow for moss and branches. Compared to other deer species, this giant can weigh 5 times as much as a common deer. Despite its large size, it can still run at speeds of up to 55 kilometers per hour when feeling threatened. When a predator gets too close, this giant stands up on its hind legs and attacks with precise and lethal blows. During mating season, the male emits deep and low bellows to attract females and warn other rivals. This is an animal that lives alone by instinct and only seeks its own kind during breeding season. For wolves, this species is the largest and most dangerous prey they can face in the northern forests. Hunting it requires coordination, patience, and extreme risk, as just one kick can be lethal to the predator. Its existence maintains balance for the boreal ecosystem, regulating vegetation and nourishing wolf populations that depend on it for survival. Deep in the northern forests, where snow blankets every corner, lives a silent hunter known as the ghost of winter. Its scientific name is Lynx canadensis. Its territory extends for thousands of kilometers, from Alaska to Canada, covering most of the boreal forest belt of North America. With a weight ranging from 8 to 11 kilograms, its grey coat with dark spots allows it to blend perfectly into the snowy landscape. Its ears end in black tufts that act as antennas, picking up even the smallest sounds under the snow. But its true weapon is in its legs, large and covered with thick fur, spreading wide like snowshoes every time it steps on the frozen ground. Thanks to this adaptation, it can move on deep snow without sinking, while its favorite prey gets stuck with every step. Its main target is the snowshoe hare, an agile prey that makes up nearly 90% of its diet. The lynx moves hunched among frost-covered bushes, advancing with carefully calculated patience before launching the final attack. In an instant, it leaps more than 2 meters, sinking its claws before the hare can escape. Its footprints can measure up to 10 centimeters wide, nearly twice the size of a common domestic cat's footprint. This is a solitary animal, marking territory with scratches on tree trunks and its own scent, thereby avoiding unnecessary confrontations. When feeling threatened, it emits deep growls and sharp snorts to warn any intruder who gets too close. It is an excellent climber, able to climb trees quickly to escape larger predators like wolves. Its presence directly reflects the health of the boreal forest, as its numbers rise and fall exactly with the cycle of the snowshoe hare. And so, between white snow and silence, the Canada lynx remains the invisible guardian of the balance of the frozen northern forests. When night falls on the forest, a quiet predator spreads its wings and becomes the absolute master of darkness. The great horned owl, scientific name Bubo virginianus, has a wingspan that can exceed 1.5 meters from tip to tip. Its mottled plumage with brown and grey tones blends perfectly into the tree bark, where it rests during the day. On its head are 2 tufts of feathers, often called ears, but they actually have no auditory function. Its wings have serrated edges that break the airflow, allowing it to fly almost without making any sound. This feature turns every night flight into an invisible ambush for any unsuspecting prey. Its neck can rotate up to 270 degrees thanks to extra vertebrae and a network of blood vessels that protects the flow to the brain. The ears, located asymmetrically on either side of the skull, help it precisely locate the position of the smallest movement in total darkness. Large eyes, adapted to capture even the weakest light, give it night vision far superior to that of a human. Its claws create a grip force strong enough to restrain prey much larger than itself. With an accurate and silent attack, its claws snap shut in an instant, leaving the prey almost no time to react. As a silent predator of the night, the great horned owl keeps the ecosystem balanced by controlling the number of rodents and other small prey. On the vast frozen lands of the Arctic, where wind and cold dominate every corner, there lives a small master of survival, the Arctic fox. Known by the scientific name Vulpes lagopus, this animal lives in circumpolar regions of Canada, Greenland, Scandinavia, and Siberia. With a weight ranging from 3 to 9 kilograms, its compact body is designed to retain every bit of heat possible. Its coat changes color with the seasons, pure white in winter to blend with the snow, and greyish-brown in summer to camouflage among the rocks. Thanks to its thick double layer of fur, it can withstand temperatures down to minus 50 degrees Celsius without losing body heat. Small ears, a short snout, and fur-covered feet minimize heat loss, a perfect adaptation to the extreme climate. Its hearing is truly extraordinary, able to detect the movement of prey hidden under nearly a meter of dense snow. Once the exact sound is identified, it leaps with high precision and dives headfirst into the snow to catch the prey by surprise. When it needs to escape a predator, the Arctic fox can reach speeds up to 50 kilometers per hour on ice. Its diet is incredibly diverse, including lemmings, birds, eggs, and in hard times, carrion from other species. Sometimes it follows polar bears closely to take advantage of leftovers from their hunts, a smart survival tactic. Before winter arrives, it hides food at various points in its territory to ensure survival through the harshest months. It often forms faithful pairs and builds complex dens with many tunnels, some used by many generations in a row. Its population directly depends on the breeding cycle of lemmings, so it is seen as an important indicator for the balance of the Arctic ecosystem. Small but incredibly resilient, the Arctic fox represents the silent strength that allows life to flourish even in the coldest corner of the planet. In the cold skies of Canada, a predator with glowing golden eyes reigns over rivers and forests. That is the bald eagle, a symbol of power and absolute freedom. Its territory extends across Canada, from British Columbia to the Atlantic coast, always linked to lakes, rivers, and oceans. It can weigh up to 6 kilograms with a 2-meter wingspan, with its characteristic white head standing out against its dark body feathers. Its eyes are 4 times sharper than a human's, able to detect a fish swimming from a distance of 1 kilometer in the air. Its claws create a devastating grip force, enough to pierce the slippery skin of a struggling fish. From high above, the bald eagle watches the water's surface, waiting for the exact moment to dive. In a lightning-fast attack, it extends its claws and skims the water to catch the fish without ever stopping its flight. It also hunts water birds like ducks and geese, attacking them right in midair with frightening precision. Its diving speed can exceed 160 kilometers per hour, turning it into an unstoppable force before any prey on the water. When it finds a corpse, it does not hesitate to fight with ravens, gulls, and other eagles also looking for easy food. It even steals prey from other birds of prey, like the osprey, forcing them to drop the catch right in midair. Its shrill cry sounds like a warning, asserting absolute dominance over the territory and driving away intruders. It protects its nest with extreme ferocity, attacking any predator that dares to approach its young. At sites with carcasses, fierce disputes break out where the bald eagle asserts its stature and dominant nature. As a key predator of water ecosystems in Canada, the bald eagle maintains natural balance and represents the indomitable strength of the wild. In the cold waters off British Columbia, Canada, a predator dominates without a rival. The orca, known as the killer whale, rules the ocean as the true king of the sea. No marine creature dares to challenge its power. Its mere appearance is enough to make even the most cautious seals flee to deeper waters. Its scientific name is Orcinus orca, belonging to the dolphin family, and in fact, it is the largest dolphin species on the planet. Despite its name whale, it does not actually belong to the whale group by strict classification. Its range extends across all the world's oceans, from the Arctic to the Antarctic. However, the coastal waters of Canada, especially the strait before Vancouver Island, are home to some of the most studied populations. There exist 2 main orca groups, the resident group that specializes in eating salmon, and the migratory group that specializes in hunting marine mammals. This behavioral division shows a unique cultural adaptation rarely seen in animals. An adult male orca can be up to 9.8 meters long and weigh about 6,000 kilograms. Females are slightly smaller, averaging 7 meters and weighing 3,800 kilograms. Its black and white skin is not just for aesthetics, but is a form of camouflage called counter-shading. From above, it blends with the darkness of the deep sea, and from below it blends into the light of the sky. Each individual possesses a completely unique white patch behind the eye, like a distinct fingerprint. Scientists use these marks to identify and track individual orcas for decades. Its most lethal biological weapon is between 40 to 56 conical teeth, each up to 10 centimeters long. Designed not for chewing, but for holding tight, they ensure no prey can escape once caught. Additionally, it has an organ called the melon on the forehead, emitting echolocation waves with amazing precision. Thanks to this system, it can detect a seal hiding under ice from a distance of dozens of meters. When the time to hunt comes, the orcapod acts as a perfectly synchronized unit. They locate the seal on an ice floe and begin to surround it in absolute silence. Suddenly, they swim together toward the floe, creating a strong wave that makes it tilt violently. The seal loses its balance and falls straight into the freezing water. In just a split second, the lead orca tail slaps to stun the prey before it can react. The rest of the pod quickly moves in to ensure no chance of escape remains. With no ability to flee in the open water, the seal is completely at the mercy of the hunting pod. An orca's bite force is estimated at about 19,000 newtons, a number far exceeding the bite force of an adult great white shark. Its top speed reaches 56 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest marine mammal on the planet. Its brain weighs about 6 kilograms, among the largest of all marine animals. This size helps it develop complex hunting strategies that no other species can match. Each orcapod has its own language of calls, passed down through generations as a true culture. These sounds help them coordinate attacks and stay tightly linked even in murky water. Thanks to its size, intelligence, and pack behavior, the orca has no natural enemies in any ocean. No marine creature dares to confront it directly. When a calf is in danger, the entire pod will surround it to create a firm protection layer that cannot be breached. This family bond can last for the individual's entire life. As an apex predator, the orca regulates the numbers of seals and sea lions, maintaining the balance for the entire coastal ecosystem. Without it, life under Canadian waters would lose its inherent natural balance. On the vast prairies of Canada, a quiet predator dominates the open sky. The prairie falcon, a true master of flight speed. Their territory extends across the North American plains, from southern Canada to northern Mexico, always seeking wide open spaces. With a neat body of about 45 centimeters and strong wings spanning nearly 1 meter, it is gifted by nature with speed and precision. When it spots prey, it dives at over 100 kilometers per hour, a lightning-fast attack that is almost impossible to dodge. Its eyesight is 8 times sharper than a human's, able to detect the movement of a small rodent from hundreds of meters away. But the sky is not always safe, as eagles and larger birds of prey are always a constant threat to this predator. With sudden sharp turns and high-speed direction changes, it escapes other predators with amazing agility. It rules the airspace over its territory, patrolling wide prairie areas to look for any signs of moving life. Its hunting technique combines low-altitude flight close to the ground and sudden bursts upward, surprising the prey before it can react. Faced with territorial intruders, it emits a sharp and shrill cry as a clear warning of its dominance. As a keystone predator of the grasslands, it helps maintain natural balance by controlling the numbers of rodents and small birds. And so, the prairie falcon rises as a silent guardian of the sky, a symbol of speed, precision, and survival on the North American plains. On the vast, frozen grasslands of Canada, a giant from another era still strides: the bison, the true king of the northern plains. Its massive presence dominates the entire land, a vivid proof that brute strength and endurance still reign in the wild. The wood bison, the largest subspecies in North America, lives mainly in Wood Buffalo National Park in northern Canada. Their territory spans across open prairies, northern forests and wetlands, covering thousands of square kilometers of pristine nature. Unlike other herbivores, the bison is not afraid of the extreme cold, withstanding temperatures down to -40 degrees Celsius. An adult male can weigh more than 900 kilograms, with some individuals even surpassing the 1,200 kilogram mark. Their shoulder height reaches nearly 2 meters, supported by a massive shoulder hump muscle, revealing the true strength inside. The thick, dark coat, especially dense around the head and shoulders, acts as a natural armor layer against cold and predators. Small eyes make their vision quite limited, but keen sense of smell and hearing compensate for this weakness, detecting danger from a distance. Curved horns appearing in both males and females can cause serious wounds to any wolf that dares to approach. When the herd moves to find fresh grass, the bisons line up in an orderly fashion, led by the most experienced females. In winter, they use their giant head like a living shovel, pushing snow aside to reveal the hidden grass below. When wolves linger near the herd, the young bisons instinctively retreat to the middle, protected by the adults around them. An adult bison can run at speeds over 55 kilometers per hour, an amazing speed for an animal of such size. Their charging force can create thousands of newtons, enough to knock down an adult wolf with just one collision. A bison can consume over 10 kilograms of grass each day, constantly changing the vegetation on the grasslands. Despite being large, no solitary wolf dares to confront it directly. Only when the whole pack coordinates fully does it become a real threat. When feeling threatened, the bison herd immediately forms a defensive circle, putting the young in the middle and pointing their horns outward. Their deep and distant roar can be heard from many kilometers, a clear warning for any intruder. During mating season, the males headbutt each other with extraordinary strength to prove their dominant position before the females. Dust and mud are also part of their communication, as they roll on the ground to mark territory with their own scent. Continuous grazing by bisons maintains the diversity of the grasslands, preventing any one plant species from absolute dominance in the ecosystem. The wallowing pits they create on the ground form small puddles, bringing life to insects and plants characteristic of the region. As a keystone species of the ecosystem, the bison doesn't just exist in nature, but shapes nature itself through its every footstep. On the vast Arctic land of North America, there is an animal that performs the longest journey ever recorded in a land mammal, the caribou. Its scientific name is Rangifer tarandus, and this is the only deer species where both males and females have antlers. Each year, giant caribou herds travel distances exceeding 5,000 kilometers between wintering and summering grounds. This migration spans from Alaska and northern Canada to Greenland and Arctic regions of Russia and Scandinavia. An adult caribou can weigh from 90 to 180 kilograms, depending on sex and subspecies. Its coat consists of two layers, a thick down layer inside and a hollow hair layer outside that holds air and keeps the body warm. This adaptation helps it withstand temperatures down to -40 degrees Celsius while still retaining mobility. Its wide hooves spread out like snowshoes, helping to distribute body weight on ice surfaces and soft ground. Those same hooves also become digging tools when snow covers the moss and lichen layer that is its main food source. Caribou possess an extraordinary sense of smell, capable of detecting lichen buried beneath dense layers of snow. Its eyes change color with the seasons, from metallic yellow in summer to deep blue in winter, helping improve night vision. Throughout the migration, caribou herds can reach speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour when running from predators. But in this endless journey, the grey wolf is never far away, always following every move of the herd with calculated patience. The wolf pack watches from a distance, waiting for the moment a weak or young individual separates from the main group. The caribou herd's strategy is simple but effective, which is to always keep a tight formation and move forward without rest for many hours. Adult males usually stand at the edge of the herd, acting as a natural barrier against predators. When a wolf approaches too close, the caribou can repel the attack by using its antlers and front hooves with quite strong force. An accurate kick from the front hoof can generate a force of nearly 1,000 newtons, enough to cause heavy injury to a wolf. During mating season, the males use their antlers in pushing matches to show their dominant position before the females. Females give birth right during the migration, and caribou calves can stand and walk just 90 minutes after being born. This early developmental ability is vital, as the herd cannot stop for too long without facing danger from predators. Through low sounds and coordinated rhythmic movements, caribou communicate with each other to maintain the entire herd's cohesion throughout the journey. The characteristic sound emitted from leg tendons as they walk, a clear clicking noise, helps individuals find each other amidst snowstorms. The ecological role of caribou is extremely important, as their grazing helps control the growth of lichen and maintains balance for the Arctic tundra. Additionally, it is the main food source for wolves, bears, and indigenous communities that have depended on this species' presence for thousands of years. The caribou is truly the embodiment of the perfect balance between individual endurance and collective survival in one of the harshest environments on the planet. In the deep frozen heart of the Arctic, where the sea freezes into an endless blanket, lives a silent survivor, the ringed seal. Its scientific name, Pusa hispida, hides one of the smallest but most resilient seal species on the planet. Distributed around the North Pole, this species is present from Alaska to Siberia, crossing Greenland and Canada. With a weight of about 70 kilograms and a length of only 1.5 meters, its small body is designed to keep heat in temperatures down to minus 40 degrees Celsius. Its thick subcutaneous fat layer acts as a thermal shield, helping it survive under the harshest ice. Its sharp and curved front claws are its secret weapon, capable of drilling through ice to create vital breathing holes. Each seal can maintain up to 5 or more breathing holes, constantly checking them to escape from predators. Underwater, its sensory whiskers detect the smallest vibrations, revealing the presence of fish even in complete darkness. It can dive up to 45 minutes and reach depths of over 90 meters to search for food. However, this small survivor does not stand at the top. It is exactly the most important prey of polar bears and orcas. Polar bears wait patiently beside breathing holes, motionless for hours, until the exact moment to attack. For self-protection, seal pups are born with white fur called lanugo, a perfect camouflage against the snow. Mothers build nests hidden under snow layers, protecting the young from the harsh cold and the predator's gaze. Despite living under constant threat, this species still holds an essential role. It is the key link maintaining the entire Arctic food chain. Without the ringed seal, the Arctic balance would collapse, proving that even the smallest survivor supports an entire world. In the cold waters of the North Pacific, one of the animal kingdom's most extraordinary journeys begins. The Pacific salmon prepares to return to where it was born. From Alaska to California, and from Russia to Japan, 6 species of the Oncorhynchus genus dominate these shores. Each follows the same ancestral call toward freshwater. Some individuals will cross more than 3,000 kilometers upstream, fighting against the current without rest. It is a race against time and against nature itself. The salmon's body transforms completely throughout the trip. Its silver skin turns red or green, and on the male appears a hooked jaw called a kype. Its most powerful weapon is not strength, but smell. Salmon can accurately recognize the chemical composition of the river where they were born, even after years in the ocean. To reach its destination, it must jump over waterfalls more than 2 meters high, focusing all the accumulated energy in its body to leap. Each jump can fail dozens of times before success. The salmon hits rocks, loses strength, but still persistently repeats without end. While advancing, it constantly becomes prey. Brown bears wait by the riverbank, intently watching every movement underwater. A single bear can consume more than 20 kilograms of salmon in a day, accumulating essential fat to survive the winter. Bald eagles also take advantage of this salmon season. From above, they detect the silver glint under the water and attack with high precision. For their part, wolves patrol along the riverbank at night, catching weak or injured salmon. Those that reach the destination will spawn among the river gravel, leaving behind thousands of eggs in a single spot. Not long after reproducing, most Pacific salmon die of exhaustion. Their bodies have completed their only final mission. But even in death, salmon continue to give life. Their carcasses decompose into nutrients, nourishing the forests near the river. Therefore, Pacific salmon become a keystone species, feeding bears, eagles and wolves while maintaining balance for an entire ecosystem. In the far north of the Americas, Canada owns two of the planet's vastest and wildest ecosystems, the taiga and the Arctic region. The taiga, also called the boreal forest, covers nearly 60% of Canada's territory, spanning millions of square kilometres. An endless sea of conifers consisting of firs, spruces and pines creates the dark green heart of this vast land. Further north, the taiga gives way to the Arctic tundra, an open land where cold reigns for almost the entire year. Below the surface of the Arctic tundra is the permafrost layer, which has existed for thousands of years without melting. In winter, temperatures here can drop to minus 40 degrees Celsius, challenging the survival of every organism. Despite the harsh climate, these lands are not empty, but nurture a complex wildlife network. The Canadian taiga is home to caribou, moose, beavers, and Arctic hares, species that have adapted to snow and extreme cold. This rich prey source turns the taiga into a perfect stage for the development of large predators. Among the shadows of the trees, grey wolves and black bears reign as the top hunters of this ecosystem. Further north, on the Arctic ice and snow, another giant wanders across the frozen land to search for the next prey. The polar bear, the absolute symbol of the polar region, depends on the sea ice to hunt seals and survive the harsh winter. Each species living here has developed unique adaptations to cope with hunger, cold, and prolonged darkness. The taiga and the Canadian Arctic thus form a great natural stage, connected by ice, forest, and the non-stop struggle for survival. In the following sections, we will discover the true kings of this frozen territory, along with their strategies for dominating the wilderness. The Canadian winter turns the forest into a silent battlefield, where each step can be the boundary between life and death. Snow can accumulate up to 1 meter thick, forcing prey to move extremely slowly. But for the grey wolf, that same thick snow becomes a silent and lethal ally. Its wide feet help distribute body weight, allowing it to move forward where other species would be completely bogged down. Frozen lakes become natural highways, perfect surfaces for pursuing a fleeing moose. On the ice, the prey loses its balance, while the wolf pack still keeps a steady and calculated pace. Temperatures can drop below minus 40 degrees Celsius, a limit that puts most mammals at risk. The wolf's double coat, consisting of a thick outer layer and an insulating down layer inside, keeps the body warm in an extraordinary way. Even its nose and feet have a special circulatory system that prevents heat loss when in contact with ice. With the food scarcity characteristic of this season, each successful hunt can determine the survival of the whole pack for many weeks. For this reason, wolves do not hunt randomly, but observe traces, footprints, and movement patterns of the prey for many days. The main tactic is to separate the weakest or youngest individual from the herd, thereby reducing the risk of organized resistance. A chase can last for several kilometers, with the wolf's speed reaching nearly 60 kilometers per hour in short bursts. However, the true weapon is not speed, but the collective endurance of the entire pack when acting as a single unit. When the hunt is successful, it not only ensures immediate survival, but also maintains ecological balance for the entire winter forest. Northern Canada is no longer the same frozen land it was 3 decades ago. Arctic sea ice has drastically declined, and with it, the polar bear's hunting territory is lost. Each summer, the ice-free period extends by many more weeks, forcing these giants to starve for longer. Further south, the northern forests face another threat just as fierce, which is forest fires. In recent years, millions of hectares of forest have turned to ash, destroying entire habitats of wolves and lynx. The caribou, a symbol of the Canadian wilderness, has seen its numbers decline to an alarming level. Habitat fragmentation by roads and industrial activities makes their natural migration increasingly difficult. Without caribou, large predators like wolves and bears also feel the imbalance in the food chain. However, amidst this uncertain picture, conservation efforts have appeared and brought real hope. National parks like Wood Buffalo and Nahanni are protecting millions of hectares of intact ecosystems. Indigenous communities play a key role, combining ancestral knowledge with modern science to monitor wildlife. Satellite monitoring programs allow tracking of polar bears and caribou to better understand their movement behavior. Each year, biologists and rangers work together to restore natural corridors connecting split environments. The future of these iconic predators depends on decisions made today, not tomorrow. Protecting Canada's wilderness means preserving a balance that has existed for thousands of years, and that can still continue if we act in time. Subscribe to the channel along with sharing this video to spread the message of respect. Each action helps protect nature's miraculous creation.